Hi, welcome to Above Deck, a Below Deck breakdown podcast. I'm Sarah Goldman, a photographer living in Charleston, South Carolina. With me is my college roommate and co-host, Kelly.
I'm Kelly Busby, former radio host and no longer a volleyball mom, coming to you from my home studio in Columbus, Ohio. Together, we hosted the Socks with Sandals radio show on WFAL in Bowling Green, Ohio, and we are back again this week to discuss Below Deck and our love of all things Bravo.
Today we'll be discussing Below Deck Sailing Yacht, Season 5, Episode 5, Bean Counter.
Here's your recap. After a tense night out, a bucket of chicken helps the crew cope. Real Housewife of Dallas, Dr. Tiffany Moon, arrives hoping for a five-star experience. Keith and Danni tried to get on the same page. All right, Sarah, how many shackles did this episode give you?
I gave it a
Or are you going to give
6.
it?
I gave it
Yeah,
6. Yeah, it was okay.
yeah,
Nothing too exciting.
yeah,
So when the
same.
episode begins, we're at the club and yeah, we're at the club.
We all fam. Sorry, too.
So Emma and the Stews are talking. They're having their little disagreement. Emma's feeling like an outsider, which is kind of the theme of this episode.
Yeah, I kind of get it. She's got to feel alone. She's different age, different stage of life. I don't know. She's just got to
Yeah, she
feel,
doesn't really have like a BFF.
yeah,
Thankfully, Daisy is kind of comforting for her in
yeah,
this episode. So they head to the Vans and the boys get a bucket of chicken, which makes them very happy.
as one does after a night of drinking in Ibiza. Do you think it was KFC or Popeyes?
Oh, I have no idea. Could you tell from like what the bucket looked like?
Probably. I'm sure it was from an amazing street vendor or something even better than KFC or Popeyes.
Let's hope. So Gary asks Keith if he has hooked up with Danni, and Keith
Oh
says
Lord.
no.
Oh my
Uh-oh.
God.
Gary's moving in. Dun 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 dun. So in the other van, Deanna asks Danni about Keith, and Danni says she will never make the first move. Like she's waiting for
Here we
him.
go. Here we go. We're
Yeah,
starting.
it's starting. Back to the boat. Davide tells Glenn, he should join everyone in the jacuzzi. And Glenn says, 100% not. Know your audience. Okay, so Gary is falling out of his bunk and then he falls into his closet naked. He's pretty toasty.
That was classic. Like that was here. Like
Hmm.
I'm not even sure what happened there. That was pretty great. The whole night though was just a mess, it seemed. And at least Davide was at least as nice to ask Glenn.
Yeah.
Glenn's like, I know what's in that tub. Hell no.
Yeah,
No.
definitely not. I'm staying in my room.
Yep.
Danny sits on Keith on one of the like sun loungers and he tells her that he tends to shy away when someone is like coming in hot, and that's pretty much the definition of Danny.
Yeah.
And Danny in her green screen says by the time Keith figures out what he wants, she'll be in an old age home with a wheelchair.
Danny, patience, my love. Patience.
She is ready.
Yeah.
We get another slow action shot of Davide climbing naked into the top bunk. And at one point he kind of falls back out onto Glenn, but he gets there.
That was hilarious. I'm sorry. I could not stop laughing at that. Could you even imagine being Glenn? I mean, thankfully he was turned the other way, so he didn't. Well, maybe I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. One of our listeners, I think it was Nutmeg House Bear, said, "What's gonna happen like when like Glenn is actually looking or like comes face to crotch with this situation?" Like, thank goodness he's been like kind of asleep when this has been happening, but good gravy.
Personally, I would think like putting just having shorts on and then climbing into bed and then doing what you need to do up
Yes.
there
Do what
would
you need to
probably
do.
be the better way to do since you're in public-ish. Like you're not
Right.
alone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're also on a TV show. Let's just mention
Oh
that.
yeah.
Not to mention
BT
sharing
dubs.
a cabin with somebody. Okay, the next day, we have the preference sheet meeting. Dr. Tiffany Moon and Daniel from Dallas. Cloyce says he has cooked for a Real Housewife before, and in fact, it was Bronwyn from Orange County who is engaged to a friend of the pod and past Med charter guest Jennifer Spinner. So that's kind of a fun connection.
That was so neat. But he didn't say her name though. He
Yeah.
was being all coy and kind of generic, and then he said that he dropped that this particular housewife left her husband for another woman. Well, that limits the guesses.
Right. Yeah. We know. So apparently they have very high standards, these guests,
Okay.
and they want to hire a professional photographer to take pictures of them. They want to have a Japanese style dinner as well.
Sarah, how neat would it be if you got a call from the show to come and take photos for their guests? How cool would that be?
That would be really cool. And I have to say, although we didn't see like the finished shots, I don't think. I mean, the guy didn't even have lighting or anything, so I think I could do a much better job, just saying.
I know you can. And I am a great light holder.
Yes, you are. You are my lighting assistant in Charleston.
I'm there to help,
Glenn
whatever you need.
reminds Cloyce, no swimming on this charter. There's not going to be time. Gary says
Love.
Emma has no drive, no motivation, and his plan is to really lead by example, work hard and show her, like, this is what I expect from you.
So I did a double take on this because I'm like, did Gary really say that? He's going to lead by example? Okay,
Yeah, he's going to
let's
work
go,
hard.
Gary. Let's see what
All right,
happens.
let's see. Did you notice that tourist that was standing on shore with his hands on his hips, just watching Keith work?
Yes, and I was wondering what he was doing, but then I thought, well, if I walked by a fancy boat and there was a full-on camera crew just hanging out, I guess I'd be curious too. Not hands on hips curious, but I'd still be curious. I
Yeah,
stand like that when I'm looking at my garden.
yeah, for sure.
And I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
what the hell are
exactly
you
it.
doing? We're
Or
not
I'm
doing.
like, I need to clean my kitchen, but I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy had no shame. He's just like
Nope.
watching. And he did not sign like a model release because they had his face blurred out.
Mm.
So the guests arrive, lots of clothing with brand names all over them, just in
Oh
case you
yeah.
wanted to know.
Yep.
In the twin cabin, someone says a make love bed and a sleep bed. And it reminded me of what I told you in our hotel room in Fort Lauderdale,
So
which
let's
is
explain because we
when
did
I
not have.
when I stay yeah, we didn't have a make love bed in our
No.
hotel room. When I stay in a hotel room alone, if I'm traveling, I have two beds. I'll have like a bed that I eat in and then a bed that I sleep in. So I would have like a pizza bed and a sleeping bed. But
We
on
could have
this trip,
used that this weekend.
I ate pizza in my sleeping bed.
I
Okay.
love it.
It's time to sail. The crashing begins. Danny slides across the floor at one point.
I want to do that. I remember Mads and Lucy doing that last year. Like,
Mm-hmm.
shoo, I want to do
Yeah,
that. I think that would be
it is
funny.
funny. Emma is too slow, like pulling one of the lines in. Glenn's wondering what's going on. And so Gary goes to show her, like, you got to use your body weight, like, put your foot up against the, like, post or whatever. But it's too late. They kind of like miss their window, and that's a wrap on sailing, or at least that's what it seems like.
Yeah, that was kind of painful to watch. You can tell her heart just isn't into it right now, or maybe just not anymore. I don't know.
Hmm.
She says she's used to mechanical sails, which is fine, but she did know ahead of time, right, that this was a manual sailboat, like mostly manual,
Yeah, you would
like
think.
you have to pull things. I don't know. I'm sad for her.
I know, Gary talks to Glenn about Emma and he says, she's a lot more green than we realized. And Glenn says, just keep giving her instruction and let's see if she improves by the next charter.
Yeah, fingers crossed that she can come out of it.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, now it's photo shoot time. Keith and Danny get to go with the guests to these beautiful cliffs at sunset, and Danny thinks it's incredibly romantic. It's as if she wants Keith to just take her in his arms and like go in for a passionate kiss or something. And Keith is very into like keeping it professional. They are working.
Poor Danny. Keith is right, though. It's just the two of them there, and the
Yeah.
focus needs to be on the guests. They just need to enjoy the scenery and focus.
Yeah.
Focus.
Okay, so when they get back, it's the Japanese style dinner. The guests are like really loving Cloyce's food, like every course.
I'm grateful. When Cloyce said he wasn't sure of his Japanese food skills, and he said it's either going to be great or horrible. Well, that's reassuring. So
Yeah.
thankfully, they liked it.
Yeah. So charter guest Jerry, aka Mo, not sure how you get that nickname from Jerry. He orders an espresso martini and Deanna delivers it with two espresso beans, as decoration. And Jerry says it's bad luck, it's missing one bean. He needs a third bean. And her response is, I'm giving you decaf from now on. And
Oh
Daisy
my God.
says, you just got to plaster that fake smile on your face, even when they're being a-holes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I kind of think he was kind of joking, but she was like real
She's not
serious
having it.
about it. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And Danny makes him the next martini, and Jerry loves it so much. He's high-fiving her, like they learn a secret handshake, and this is
Yeah.
like super annoying for Deanna.
Uh, I mean, he did make it a point. Look, it's bad luck to only do two. I've always been told you should do at least an odd number on things, especially like for weddings. But people and their drinks are very specific. When we used to serve sambuca, you put coffee beans in it because it's kind of like it's a coffee liqueur too. So or licorice, kind of
Mm-hmm.
like Jägermeister. Yeah. But
Gross.
anyway, you put 3 or 5 coffee beans in it for good luck.
Mm-hmm.
But so three would be the minimum, and they said it's for health, wealth, and happiness. And some people that's very important for them to do. And if that's how they manifest things, then hey, so be it. Just put three
Okay.
beans in. Three
Yeah,
beans.
whatever. They're gonna be thrown away, like she was saying. They're not even gonna eat them.
They might.
Really?
You don't
People
know.
can just eat a coffee bean like that? I have no
Yeah.
idea. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah,
Next
people do
time we're
like chocolate
together.
covered espresso beans, don't they? Okay.
Yeah. Next
All
time we're
right.
together, we're gonna have coffee beans. We'll
No,
give it a
thank you.
try.
I'll watch you do it. Okay. Emma is on the night shift and Gary has been giving her this like big list of stuff to clean. He's like, there's so much salt. You got to really like clean tonight. And
Hmm.
she sprays some cleaner on little like stains on the teak and then she falls asleep in the wheelhouse.
What was that?
Yeah.
Like Tom from the north of England would have been in so much trouble.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
It's a good thing they didn't drag.
Thank goodness. So the
Yeah.
next day, Emma wakes up 1 hour before her shift ends. So she's like, oh, shoot. So she gets to cleaning, hosing stuff off, and Keith gets out there and he finds a very wet deck because she just cleaned it and the guests are up. And
Yeah.
he tells Gary, everything wasn't done and everything's really wet. Um,
Gross. Not
yeah,
good.
not good. So how many times did the guests mention their Birkin bags? We needed like a Birkin drinking game.
I
And
know.
I might just start referring to my purse as a Birkin. Like,
Okay.
hold on, let me grab my Birkin. Hey, can you get my Birkin for me?
I think it's definitely a housewives thing. And so not too long ago, I sent you a link for one that was previously loved that was like
Hmm.
$29,000. But you said you already had that one, so that was kind of embarrassing. But yeah,
Yeah. I'm gonna think more poorly of you that you would spend 29,000 or 40,000 or 75,000 on an object to put your chapstick in and your wallet.
I mean,
I think
I,
that's crazy.
I have a hard time like paying that much for anything.
Yeah, that's a car.
It is a car
That's a
or a
car.
boat that we saw this weekend, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah. Okay, so the guests depart, and then we have the tip meeting. They get 25K for just that one little overnight.
That's insane. That's
Yeah.
not bad.
No, they were very happy about it.
I always think about how I want to do this as a job. And then I think about how I get when I'm hot and I'm tired and I'm hungry and I'm sore. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, no, I'm good with my day job. I'm good.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to clean up after other people?
Thank
Okay,
you.
night out. Emma talks to Daisy. She feels like she's just being a hindrance to the crew and she's just not feeling well. She's hot and thirsty and she goes on back to the boat.
I hope she's okay because maybe it was like a panic attack or something. And maybe just a night in is what she needs. Sometimes you just need to recenter.
Yeah. And also it's like she's all dressed up. She's done her hair and makeup. She's got on jeans or whatever she had on. Like it's hot
Er,
and they're sitting
Yeah.
outside. It just no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Danny tells everyone she wanted Keith to propose to her on top of that cliff.
Is this an episode of Love is Blind? Seriously, what the hell? Like, What the
I mean,
heck?
she's joking, but she's kind of not joking.
But
Um,
yeah, exactly.
Back on the boat, Glenn makes himself, I believe, a margarita. Yeah, baby. To the
It
club
was,
again.
and
This
you
is,
could see his little smile when he was
oh,
going
he's
into his
so
room, like a little
happy.
kid that's like took a
We have,
extra piece of candy.
yeah, we have 2 nights out in this episode. It's kind of crazy. Um, so at the club, Keith and Danni are chatting, and he explains, why he would never flirt in front of the guests. And she just keeps going on, and I was thinking, why is she not getting this?
Because she wants what she wants, and she wants it when she wants it. And she's going to hear, she wants him to say, "You're right. I want you. Let's go."
Yeah, I want it. I want it now.
Hmm.
So Daisy tells the deck crew that she so appreciates how much they help the interior. So that's nice to see.
I love her doing this. It's a different Daisy, right?
Yeah, she's in a better headspace for sure this
I
season.
love it. It makes me happy.
Danni and Gary start flirting and dancing, and Cloyce tells Keith he's getting really positive vibes from Daisy.
All
Does
right.
Daisy know she's giving off a vibe?
Ooh, Cloyce and Daisy sitting in a tree.
Well,
Well, I
hold
don't know.
that
We'll see.
thought because back to the boat, Keith has his head in Daisy's lap and she's stroking his hair. And he's feeling very sensitive and upset about the Danny situation. And Daisy says, nice guys finish last.
How sweet was that
I
moment?
kind of like the two of them together,
So
actually.
cute. Yes, me too. Me
Yeah,
too.
I liked it. So I'm kind of curious to see where this is going to go. And then how many love triangles can we have, every season? It's a lot. Um, Danni and Gary are in the hot tub, and there's people that are on back on the dock, and they're like jumping into the water, kind of like that guy we saw in Fort Lauderdale at the boat show.
That was
Um,
gross.
yeah, totally. In that black water at the marina. So Gary says, "Hey, we should go join him." And so they jump off the boat and they start swimming over. And then she grabs him and kisses him.
Oh Lord. Here we go, Sarah. Here we go.
Here we go. By
Oh.
the way, I think we had said in the past, has Danny not watched this show before? Like I mean, shouldn't she know to stay away from Gary? She has confirmed she never did watch this show. She wanted to come in like totally fresh. So she didn't know about any of these people or
Get
anything.
out.
So, or at least is what she
Yikes.
says. So,
All right.
well, that's
Well,
where it wraps.
let's take a break and we'll come back with Hot Tub Combo. It's time for Hot Tub Combo, where we discuss what's happening with our favorite Below Deck cast members.
We just got back from the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. So
Yay!
let's kind of talk about the highlights. So we
Okay.
we did 2 days of it.
Yes.
We
Yes.
started at the convention center, which was like a lot of the smaller boats. I mean, still some pretty big
Well,
boats, but they were smaller.
some engines that were the size of a Kia Soul.
Oh yeah, some really big engines,
It's
like boats
insane.
that had like 4 or 5 motors on the back.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there were anything from like pontoon boats to fishing boats, like all kinds of crazy things to like,
There were cars that turned into boats that turned back into cars. The Jeep.
yes.
It's
Yeah, I don't
cool.
know. What do you call those? Like an amphibious car vehicle? I don't know what you call
Yeah.
those.
It was
They were,
neat, whatever it
yeah.
was.
And then we went
Yeah.
on that one yacht that was less than $1 million.
Hey, it's on
Guy gave
sale.
us a really nice tour. That
Yeah.
was
He
that
let
was
us touch
cool.
things. That was nice too.
Yeah, he was like, notice the detailing, feel this, feel that. And the table, like the glasses and plates and stuff wouldn't slide off the table.
That
I
was
don't
cool.
quite know how that worked, but
Yeah, they were magnetized. So the glasses all
okay.
had magnets in them.
Yeah.
And then the table was a magnet. The only thing that was not magnetized was the silverware. Because I
Yeah.
tried it. He's like, yeah, that's not magnetized.
Yeah, it was cool. It had like a huge sunroof. It
Oh,
was
it was
neat.
amazing. It was all season. Like that was really cool to me.
Yeah,
And they
it
said
was
they make
nice.
18 a year or 12 a year or something.
Yeah,
Like
handcrafted.
very and gorgeous, like absolutely stunning. Um, we had a so Sarah, we bought a lot of things for people,
We did.
and the delivery, was today. and you had to be home to sign for it. And I haven't heard from anybody, so we
Yeah,
must
people
be
probably
okay.
weren't home. I don't know.
Yeah. So either that or
Yeah.
they're really excited about their McLaren or their yacht that we bought. So it was neat.
Yeah.
I
That or
will
those
say
checks didn't clear.
I
Ah,
will say the fun part too was on the bus from the convention center to the marina. You and I were having a conversation like we bought one of those boats in there.
yeah.
And the guy and we were recording it for posterity. And the
Mhm.
guy behind us was kind of like, huh? He was a little interested in what we were saying. And that was really fun to me.
Yeah. That was really funny. So
It was
then we go over
hilarious.
to the Bahia Marina, and this is like the main hub of the convention. And there's a tent where you can kind of wind through all these little booths where
Yeah.
people are
Air
selling
conditioned.
air conditioned. Yes. I mean, everything from like jewelry to fishing rods to float things like trailer, like just I don't know,
Knives.
Guy
They were
Harvey. Oh yeah,
knives.
knives. Just like everything you can possibly imagine. And then you get outside and it's just like docks. And apparently they build all that. And it's like
Yeah.
the smaller boats, and then the further out you get, it's the large yachts. And a lot of them you can't go on. You have to, it's like by appointment only. But there
But
were
they were
some
most
that
of them
you,
were for sale.
yeah. Yeah, and I mean, we thought it would mostly just be like looky-loos like us, kind of like looking
Yeah.
around. There were so many people there that were like seriously in the market to buy a yacht, like families looking for their next yacht.
Yes.
There's some real rich bitches walking around.
Or they were acting like us. Say just trying to play the part. You got to fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go around and say, "Fucking boats. Fucking boats. Yes, so many boats." So, I mean, I don't think we saw half
No,
of what
I
was
mean,
there.
it was just a maze.
Yeah.
But we did get to go on kind of some smaller yachts that first day. It was cool. You had to take your shoes off. We had to give them our email address and our name.
Have you gotten
Um,
anything yet?
no, I haven't.
Okay.
Um, let's see what else. I don't know. Then we got kind of hot, or I did.
Yeah.
I was like, we got these there was a helicopter on display in front of one of the yachts,
Yes.
and they
As
had these paper umbrellas, so we got those. We had like these little parasols, so that helped. But it was like so hot out there, and we were just like,
yeah.
"Do you want to go back to the pool?" Yeah, I want to go back to the pool.
Yeah. And we walked back to the hotel
We did.
because getting a ride was ridiculous. So,
Yeah,
walked
Uber's
back to
like
the
just
hotel.
couldn't get to you.
Yeah. But I think it was fun because it felt like we were kind of faking it till we made like we were trying to fit in a little bit. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
fun.
It was fun, but that
Um,
first day we didn't see any below deck people, sadly. I mean, it was so big and so many people, it would be really hard to meet up with anybody. But Chef Dave was there,
yeah,
Oriana
he was
was
busting his
there.
hump too.
Yeah, Bobby, Captain Kerry, like all these people were there, but like who knows where they were.
Alex,
Yes. Yeah, we were chatting with Alex and he came in the evening and we're like, well, we're in the pool. And then we were like, well, we're watching the Martha Stewart documentary. So we will try again tomorrow.
it's not
Um,
like we were looking out our window to enjoy a view or anything.
oh yeah. So we get to our room and it's beautiful
Beautiful.
and we look at our view. Do you want to describe what our view was?
So there's a sliding door,
Hmm.
which you would expect at a beachside hotel.
Beachfront hotel. Yep.
And we had a feeling we weren't facing the ocean, but I think we were okay with that. We
Yeah.
just, palm trees are still great to look at. As we're walking toward the into the room, toward the sliding window, we notice scaffolding. And then not only do we notice scaffolding, but there's ladders coming down. There's a wall that's about this high. And then there's a huge like air return. Like the big kind of reminds me of like the movie Tremors when they come out of the ground, like
Yeah.
one of those things.
Just a
And that
roof.
was our view.
That was
We're
our view.
going, I mean, even if we could if it we weren't going to see the parking lot at all. Like we weren't
No,
going to see anything.
it was
That
really
room
like
should not be a room. That should
No,
be
it
a
was like the
conference
worst
room.
view. That should be the janitor's closet view. Like that.
Right. I mean, we
It was
paid the
pretty
resort fee for
nice.
nothing.
It's true. Exactly. That's true. Okay,
Yeah.
so the next day I get out of the shower and you're like, I think there's people out on the roof. And I look and I see workers. So we had to quickly close the curtains because there were people out there. So it got better. From there, we had brunch with a new friend named Mallory, who is a chief stew,
Yes.
and just kind of chatted about below deck people and the industry, and that was really fun. And then we walked around a little bit with her, and is that where that's where we went on that blue boat, right?
Yes. And we met Michelle, who
Yeah.
is the chief stew for the yacht Namaste. And she's up
Yes.
for chief stew of the year. And
Yes.
she's in the top three, which I thought
Yeah.
was pretty cool. We got to chat with her.
Yeah, that was cool. And that yacht that we went on, the blue one, I really should remember the name of it. Let me look up the name of it so people
King
could like,
Benji.
what is it? King Benji? Okay. It was awesome. It was so cool. Hot tub with a cold plunge. I mean,
Beautiful.
just gorgeous interior, huge
Bathroom
cabins.
was ginormous.
Mm-hmm.
Just the bathroom behind the master. It was stunning.
Yeah,
It was for sale.
it was for sale. Did you
I
look how much
did
it was?
hear that really hot um
Deckhand or
deckhand
first
guy. I think
officer or
he's
something?
yeah, Franco, I think is what
Yeah.
his name was. I did hear him say the owners were giving like a $25,000 discount if you scheduled a charter like in the like a certain time frame. And I'm like, okay,
Okay,
that
sure. We'll do it.
sounds good.
Okay. So from there we went over to the super yacht village where the big boys are, as Captain Kerry would say. This was like a much smaller venue, not as many people.
Right.
There's some cool cars and
Yes.
the largest yachts at the show.
Oh my gosh, Sarah.
It was
It was
cool.
insane.
Yeah.
So cool.
We
I
couldn't
felt
go
so teeny
on
tiny.
any of these. Like they were all like by appointment only,
Yeah.
but to see them was incredible.
It was wonderful. And then we turned the corner and we're next to this 77 meters, I think was
Yeah, we
Amaryllis.
had
That was the biggest
bookends
boat.
and
Bookends on one
amaryllis.
side. Yeah, and Amaryllis. So Amaryllis was the largest boat. And we hear, my God, it's the Above Deck girls. And we were like, duh, who's yelling at us? And it is our favorite captain, Captain Kerry.
Yes, that
Coming
was
right
so
at it.
fun. I was so glad he said something because he had a hat on, and so
Oh,
I don't know that I would have recognized him.
no,
So
no.
that was so fun. We chatted for a while. We recorded a little reel about the boat show and just kind of chatted about below deck
Upcoming
stuff and
season.
some gossip about we talked about people.
As we
Um,
do.
yeah, as we do. So that was really, really fun, and I'm glad we saw him. And then when we were leaving, we ran into Bugsy from Below Deck Med, right? Med
Yeah.
from
She
many
is so
seasons ago.
sweet.
Yeah, she was very sweet, and we took pictures, and she
Yeah.
introduced us to her crew that she was with.
Yeah.
So that was really fun.
So neat. It was
Yeah,
just,
that
it was a different world. Like, Sarah, that is a world that I don't know if we'll ever be a part of.
no, we won't. Most people won't. Most
That's
people will
true.
not.
And I'm okay
Um,
with that because they say like the best day of a boat owner's life is the day they sell it. So,
Yeah. Or the best day is when they buy it, and the second best day is when they sell it, or vice versa.
yes,
Yes, exactly.
absolutely.
So that night we were supposed to have dinner with Barbie and her boyfriend and Ellie, and then Barbie was sick and didn't want to get us sick. And then Ellie wanted to push it back to like 8 p.m. and we were like just pooped. So we were like, let's just take a rain check. But
Yeah.
so yeah, so sorry we didn't get to meet up with those ladies. But
Hopefully sometime soon.
yeah, definitely. Maybe we'll see you at BravoCon or if you come to Charleston, something, or Columbus.
Hey, you never know.
You never know. So all in all, it was fun. Um, I think if we did go to another boat show, maybe we would want to do like Annapolis, what we kind of talked about, something a little smaller,
Yeah.
Um, and Annapolis really, they have a tent that's like just for content creators, like
How
all the
fun.
like YouTube people like Colin and stuff are hanging out
Yeah.
at. So, um, I think that
What?
could be more up our alley.
I think you're right. I think that's
Yeah.
probably accurate. So when we weren't at the yacht club and when we weren't at the pool, we were watching Love is Blind season 7. Um now I've never seen this show. I'm not big on these like get married in the dark kind of shows. Um have you ever seen it? You've
I had
seen it.
seen season 2. That's the only one I
Okay.
had watched. I'm a fan of like taking a trip with a friend and binge watching some stupid show like the whole weekend, and that's exactly what we did. I just love it. I thought it was so fun, and we lost some brain cells.
Yes. And I will tell you, it was great because we ordered room service one night and the person who brought it in, we were like, sorry, we're watching Love is Blind. She's like, oh my gosh.
She's like, "Oh
And
my
so
gosh, you need to go back to season 1." And she's like, "There were a bunch of connections." But like, "Oh my gosh, that was really funny."
yeah. So you continued watching after
I did.
we
I
left.
downloaded a couple episodes and watched them on my flights. And then I watched a little bit while I ate lunch today. And so I think I'm on episode 10.
Oh,
And let me
wow.
tell you,
Okay.
there's some stuff about to happen because I think, yeah, you and I left off around episode 7.
Huh?
There's gonna be some breakups.
Well,
So,
I think, Sarah, here's the
and
thing.
it may
Like,
not be who you're thinking.
but here's the crazy thing. Like, I've seen clips of women watching like The Bachelor and shows like this,
Mhm.
and they're like screaming at the TV. That was me. Like I was screaming at the TV, like, girl, red
Yeah.
flag.
Run, girl, run.
It's crazy. Um, but I kind of liked it. I don't know if I'll do it again, but I'll finish the
Yeah,
season
it's
out
fun
for
to just
sure.
like binge it like that and have it to watch with somebody else. I don't know that I'm
Yeah,
gonna watch it on my own. Well, I
yeah.
obviously have to finish the season because I'm very invested. But yeah, that was so fun. So
Yeah,
once we both finish, we'll have to chat about like our final thoughts. Text me as you go because
yeah.
I want to know your thoughts. Okay, it's time for our segment. Join me in the wheelhouse where we decide who needs to see Captain Glenn for a stern talking to. Kelly, who do you choose?
I'm gonna pick Emma
Okay.
only because she fell asleep while on anchor watch. And that's a big, big no-no. Can't
That
do
was
that.
bad. That was really
Scary.
bad. I
Yeah.
mean,
So,
there's so much work to do. You could be working so that you didn't fall asleep,
right.
you know?
Drink a Red Bull. Let's go.
I wonder because I think every 15 minutes or half hour or so, you have to like write in the captain's log, like
Yeah.
weather conditions and like your position, like, and it
Yeah.
looked like she slept for hours. So what did she do? Like not do that? Or did she like make it up? Interesting.
That would be dangerous though, right?
Yeah,
Like
I
if
would
she,
think.
oh
So, all
man.
right, Emma. Not a good week for you, my friend.
No.
That's it for this week's episode of Above Deck. Thank you to our team at Hurrdat Media, especially our brand new producer, Jocelyn. Please subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to tell a friend, and please rate and review us 5 stars only.
Please follow us on Instagram at abovedeckpod, and you can email us at abovedeckpod@gmail.com. And you can watch our episodes on the Hurrdat Media YouTube channel. Until next time, I'm Kelly Busby.
And I'm Sarah Goldman. See you next week.